Anti-Semites. What is this here?
I would now like to welcome to the stage Leora Rez, founder and executive director of Stop Anti-Semitism, a watchdog organization that publicly exposes anti-Semitic behavior, creating consequences for those who espouse bigotry toward the Jewish people.
I can guarantee you that this will be counterproductive. I can promise you this will be counterproductive. I'm going to explain why. Because in America, we have freedom of speech. If you, as a foreign country, want to come into our country and create a governing apparatus that is external from the government, external from any sort of democratically elected group, and then decide that you want to invent consequences and then enforce them on people for saying words that you disagree with, especially whenever you have the flag of a foreign nation behind you. I hate this. And the reason why is that the implication that American Jews have any sort of obligation or connection or relation or loyalty to Israel. What the fuck are we talking about? Like, it's so ridiculous, and it does damage to them. Isn't this insane? Younger generations are going to follow and ask why one group gets special treatment. Yeah, they are. And you know where they're asking that on? Instagram Reels. Uh-oh.
Leora?
Uh-huh.
Tonight, I speak not just about a problem, but an actual fight. A fight that the Jewish community did not choose, but one that we are now fully engaged in, confronting the global explosion of Jew hatred, unleashed since the attacks of 10/7. Stop Anti-Semitism was built for this. For years, we exposed hate, pressured institutions, and delivered consequences.
The reason why they will fail is because they view criticism of Israel as anti-Semitism. They don't really care about anti-Semitism. They care about advancing the goals of Israel. And if that means, slandering American Jewish people by conflating anti-Semitism with anti-Zionism in a cynical way in order to suppress criticism of their nation, they will do that. That's the big reason why they'll fail. It's because they're not trying to stop anti-Semitism. They're trying to create sentiment for Israel. That's it.
But after 10/7, the scale of threat and the urgency of our mission changed dramatically overnight.
Because we're all being conflated together with Israel? Well, bro, we know that. All of the normal people know what's going on. Like, nobody who's normal thinks that you're somehow at fault because of something dumb Israel did. The only people that think that are terminally online retards with furry avatars. The only problem is that there's a lot of them.
Since that day, we have featured more than 1,000 anti-Semites on our platforms. 1,000. Not theorized about them, not quietly documented them, feature them publicly, clearly, and with evidence. The results speak for themselves.
The evidence, by the way, is like maliciously edited clips and things like that. Is Hassan on the site? He actually is. And featured, yes, clearly.
Approximately
Everybody who's part of the America First agenda should view being listed on this website as a qualification to run for office. If you get listed on this website as being an enemy of the goals of Israel, then you are actually America First.
400 of these Jew haters have faced real consequences, including firings, suspensions, and expulsions.
And by the way, there are people on that list that are genuine anti-Semites and bad actors, absolutely. But I'm not going to use, whenever you're using your list in a cynical, self-serving way in order to advance Israel's goals, not Jewish people's goals, but Israel's goals, then I'm not going to respect this at all.
More than 300 of them remain in an active investigatory state across universities, corporations,
Is this McCarthyism?
DEI departments,
Yeah, it basically is.
unions, hospitals, nonprofits, and yes, unfortunately, federal government agencies. And yes, 5 arrests to date tied directly to threats and violence of anti-Semitic conduct we helped expose.
Good, then just focus on that. Like, if you guys just focused on stopping the people that are trying to advocate for violence, everybody would be happy. That would be good. But the problem is that you're going as far to say that, like, oh, well, this is, like, you can't say this about Palestine, you can't say this about Israel, and somebody who's an activist for this is going to be criticized in this way. It's ridiculous.
This is what accountability looks like.
Speech is not violence. Speech can absolutely lead to violence. Like, I don't play those fucking games, man. It's very obvious that there's some people that are talking about killing Jews. There's some people that are advocating for it, and those people should be locked up. Absolutely. I don't want to live in a world where you have entire groups of people on the internet that are advocating for the extermination of groups of people. It's just not, like, advocating for, like, you know, oh, somebody should go shoot this person or shoot this group of people. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, at the end of the day, like, I just don't want to live in that world. I don't want to live in a world that is being terrorized by a bunch of mentally ill retards on the internet that can't control themselves. Just put them all in a box and forget about them. That's the way I see it.
Action looks like. This is what pushing back hard looks like against the tidal wave of hate that has consumed the United States and global population. From our founding, Stop Anti-Semitism has operated on one guiding belief. Anti-Semitism thrives when there are no consequences. So we created consequences, a lot of them. We created visibility.
Here's the reason why this isn't working anymore. It's because I think that after Americans collectively became more aware of the Palestine-Israel conflict, there have been so many people who have been falsely labeled as anti-Semitic that the label doesn't mean anything anymore. So when you call everybody an anti-Semite and you say that everybody is evil and all of these people are bad, reasonable people will say that, oh, Miss Rachel? Well, I mean, should Miss Rachel really be on the same list as Nick Fuentes? That's stupid. That doesn't make it. That's weird. And you see something like that, and it's like, okay, like what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? And so it's like cancel culture. That's it. That's exactly it. She should be on a worse list, right? And Nick Fuentes didn't even make top 10, and she did. That's ridiculous. Think about that. So Miss Rachel made top 10 anti-Semites, and Nick Fuentes did not. That's crazy.
Turn the spotlight towards those who targeted on our community, making silence impossible.
Nick should be mad.
On campuses where Jewish students were
robbed.
hunted through libraries, where professors glorified Hamas and Hezbollah terrorists, where mobs...
What I hate so much about this woman is the fact that she's half right. But she's doing it in a way that is serving a foreign interest and helping create a power structure that is, you know, like, again, not good for Americans. That's what's so annoying about it. How? Because it's undeniable that after October 7th, there has been a massive outburst of anti-Semitism that is genuine Jew hate. It's like what I said, like, about people celebrating the shooting yesterday and, like, not wanting anybody to feel sorry for the victims. Like, it is true, it is real, it does happen, and it does exist. But the problem is that when every single time you have people saying this, you can't conflate somebody like that and then say, okay, well, this is the same as, like, somebody who, you know, doesn't like Israel. That's the issue.
Shut down our buildings, and administrators hid under desks. We stepped in. We documented the offenders. We worked with attorneys, lawmakers, and victim families. And we ensured the message was not unmistakable. If you target Jewish students, your actions will not disappear into the darkness. We will shine a light on you that, thanks to Google and SEO, will follow you for the rest of your life. When you look for a job, when you look for a spouse, when you look for a nanny, when you look for anything, our work will always be documented.
Well, we can easily solve this problem, by the way. You can easily solve this problem. Like, and again, is this a good thing that basically you have a foreign power that is creating a blacklist for American citizens that criticize it by then misrepresenting, defaming, and slandering this person and calling them an anti-Semite. Is that a good thing? That's illegal? Yeah, I mean, you could literally just make it against the law to do something like this. It's easy. Or have it shut down. Like, it's extremely fucking easy to do. So this entire, like, and never forget that you can just say no to anything. And if there's enough people out there that want to say no to this, then it doesn't happen. So never have the mindset that people like this actually have any power at all. None of these people really have any power. They only have the power that you let them have. And so if you see something like this happening, you can just simply get enough people together and then make it stop happening. That's it. Just turn it off. Yeah, imagine Russia or China does this publicly. Exactly. They have massive power. Yeah, I know. You need a lot of people. Yeah, you need a lot of people to do it, for sure. But AIPAC pays them so much, you have to get a lot of people together. Yeah, it's by the way, that's going to happen. It's going in that direction, and they can't stop it. It's already doing that, and there's nothing they can do about it. It doesn't matter the terror attacks. It doesn't matter anything else. People don't give a shit about it. At the end of the day, people don't want their country run by a foreign power. And I think that it's snowballing very, very, very fast. I think that the amount of influence and I would say, kowtowing and reverence towards Israel, I think it's going to last for 2 more election cycles, and that's it. I do. I think that's the end of it. Really, like that's going to be it. And so I think that the next one you're going to have a little bit of people playing it, but like that's it. 1 more? No, it's 2 more. 2 more for sure. That long? Yeah, it'll take a bit, right? But like, isn't this harassment? It is harassment. It is. And what they try to do is they try to dox, mislabel, defame, slander, and misrepresent anybody who goes against their interests. That's what they do. You say that, but the UK has a massive uprising of people begging Trump or Putin to take over the UK. Well, for the same reason, right? That's it. Less than 2 cycles. I think it'll take about 10 years. Right? I do. I think it'll take 10 years for it to happen. I think that people think that the internet all the time is like that's like the front lines. And I think that we're just early usually, right? Like the things that, like, for example, do you know anybody who's like maybe like kind of more of a normie, and they'll show you memes that were on the internet 6 months ago? And it's like, oh yeah, I remember I saw this whenever it happened. But like, they just found out about it recently and they think it's really funny. I think that really politics works the same way, and a lot of things work the same way, where like people on the internet are a lot more plugged in, and so they're going to be able to get this stuff earlier. It's like we have early access, right? But eventually, once the public actually starts seeing it in mass, then they're going to have viewpoints that are different. And one thing that right now with the Israel lobbies that really I think is kind of downplayed is the fact that a lot of these people are not running for office yet. We have had very few people who have wanted to run for office that were openly against Israel money, Israel lobbies, or any sort of Israel influence. We haven't had that many of them. And so whenever that starts happening regularly, then it basically brings the support of Israel back into the Overton window, because they've tried so hard to prevent people from even thinking this is a conversation point. But recently, I would say in the last 2 or 3 years, there has been an increasingly heavier amount of pressure for people to move away from supporting it. That's what I think is happening.
Again, thanks to Google and SEO. In corporations where DEI leaders smeared Israel, excused Hamas, we pressured CEOs. Some resigned, many were terminated, but policies were changed, thankfully, from governmental to art institutions.
I mean, I don't think I don't complain about that. I mean, if you're promoting terrorism, then I think that's obviously bad. I mean, like, yeah, of course. Like, this is what I was saying about the half-right thing.
Online, where anonymous accounts spread violent threats, we traced patterns, elevated evidence, and worked with authorities, leading to arrests from Florida, South Carolina, New York, California, and Texas. And we're not slowing down, sadly. Today, Stop Anti-Semitism, I'm proud to say, runs one of the most robust.
No, you guys got it right. Somebody says Zoran. Yeah, Zoran is a good example of a so-called anti-Semite by these groups that still won the mayor. Yeah, exactly. Like, that was the first, I think that right there is the first proof that 100% you are no longer required to support Israel in order to win political office in America. And like, you can dislike Zoran, you can think he's an asshole, you can think everything. And I'll probably agree with you about some of those things, right? Like, I'm not a fan of everything he says either, but I'm a fan of that. Zoran does support Israel, though. It's not in... Come on. What are we talking about?
Anti-Semitic enforcement operations in the United States, monitoring campuses, digital networks, activist groups, and public officials, documenting incidents in real time, and mobilizing millions of people, of allies that are quietly by our side. But the fight is bigger than the exposure, and it's about securing a future where Jewish students can walk across a quad with.
Yeah, somebody says, what do you think our stance towards Israel should be? I think that it's okay for us to have a military interplay with Israel to the extent that it's in the best interest of the American military and the American, economy. I think that's okay. In the same way that we have, I mean, we're selling jets to Qatar. I think that we can sell them to Israel too, right? That's fine. But the main thing that I want to see us get away from is having Israel's influence inside of American politics and having Israel, things like AIPAC, be directly involved with American policy and American lawmakers. That's the main thing to happen. And also this whole thing where we're constantly defending them, I don't think so. I don't have a problem with Israel. I think Israel is probably a nice place. It's probably full of a bunch of great people. But the problem is that I don't want to have decisions made in America in the context of Israel. That's it.
Without being screamed at, a future where employers understand that anti-Semitism is not activism. It's bigotry, and it will cause you to lose your job. A future where fact, not propaganda, shapes policy. A future where global institutions, from Google to ChatGPT, from governments to universities to media.
And you can see what their goal is, right? Their goal is to take over every media apparatus and then to use every media apparatus as replacement propaganda for the propaganda people are seeing that's anti-Jewish. They're basically openly, I mean, they're giving away the game, really. They're saying very clearly, we want to use these tools. That are listing out the tools and say, we are going to use these tools as propaganda weapons for our ends. Same as Democrats. I agree with you. Like, but I mean, it's very openly stated. I'm very much against using social influence to make someone a pauper. I'm not. I would be more than willing to do it for somebody that I didn't like. I've done it before. But the problem is that I don't want to have a foreign country doing it and then creating a chilling effect across the entire country to prevent negative discourse about a country, a foreign country. That's the problem. So I don't have an issue with somebody getting, hate on social media, but I want it to be done by Americans for Americans, not for fucking Israel.
Finally treats Jew hatred with the serious of other minority-targeted hate. To get there, we need three things.
It's not going to happen, by the way. That's never going to happen. You're not even going to get left-wing people on this side.
Action, real action, as I listed. Accountability. Relentless vigilance, because anti-Semitism does not take breaks. It doesn't wait for elections. It doesn't disappear because we are exhausted and tired. And when I tell you myself and my team are exhausted and tired, that's the least of it. Stop Anti-Semitism has never been more essential, more strategic, or more effective than it is now. But we cannot do this alone. The demand, the volume of tips, the number of investigations.
Yeah, I'm not helping with this shit. I don't think anybody else should either. These people are trying to subvert American sovereignty and force Israel's politics and Israel's goals into American life and to American goals. They want to wear our skin, make us act in their best interest, And keep in mind, there's two flags of fucking Israel, and I guess it's the embassy of Israel, so it makes sense to an extent. But there's only one flag of America. This is not in the best interest of America. This is in the best interest of Israel. They purposely conflate anti-Semitism with criticism of Israel? Exactly.
Sadly continues to grow instead of decrease.
Yep.
If we want a safer future for the Jewish people, this is the moment to stand together and act. We have to push hard.
If you want a safer world for the Jewish people, stop conflating criticism of Israel with anti-Semitism, because it's making more people anti-Semitic. Because if you constantly tell people that any criticism of Israel is hatred of Jews, what happens when they agree with you? That's scary.
Harder to make it clear that Jewish safety is a non-negotiable. Tonight, I'm asking you to always be in the fight with us, not just in spirit, but in true action. Participate in calls to action. Write letters to your governmental officials.
Be a Karen.
Speak to the
Be a
teachers
Karen.
and the college administrators that are making, if it's not your friends and kids, it's making other community members feel unsafe.
Be a Karen.
When we act, lives change. And anti-Semites learn, sometimes for the very first time in their lives and history, that targeting Jews will come at a price.
I love how they're acting like being anti-Semitic wasn't like what happened to Mel Gibson. Like this whole concept that being anti-Semitic has been popular until now is ridiculous. It's so stupid, and like everybody knows this isn't true.
And together we can ensure that Jew hatred never goes unanswered again. As a former refugee from the USSR, I say this with all of my heart. God bless the United States. God bless Israel, and Am Israel Chai. Thank you so much.
Great, that's lovely. So we have somebody from the USSR that's importing in Stalin's own fucking censorship. That's great. Yeah, let's make a blacklist for everybody that disagrees with your country and everybody that doesn't want us to support your country. And then for whatever reason, now we're going to get them fired from everything. We're going to say that they hate an entire ethnicity of people, all to further the goals of this very small country. I don't fucking think so. America last? Exactly, yeah. This is crazy. Absolutely insane. And there is real legitimate bad anti-Semitism, like the stuff that I was showing before, right? Like these fucking animals here. But the problem is that, this is my opinion, is that these comments like this and these people like this, do you know what these people represent? Not Americans. They are not Americans. They don't care about American interests. They don't care about Western interests. They care about perpetrating and continuing a Middle Eastern blood feud. Get them the fuck out. Get the fuck out. This is so, people can't afford houses here. We can't even figure out how to do our schools. And we're trying to micromanage some fucking blood feud on the other side of the world. It drives me crazy, doesn't it?